Good morning, y'all. Daylight savings time. I had to rush Lincoln to bed Saturday, so we couldn't do our review of the game. And we were in the gym all day yesterday, and uh, we failed to do the review. So I'm going to do the review. We'll be back Tuesday with the review of Roosevelt and Roosevelt versus Notre Dame. And we're actually going to Maranatha and SGA if the traffic is terrible when I look at the maps. But first off, we went to Georgia's. Good restaurant, good food, just good food. It's a flat 6.5, 7 out of 10. I got the fried chicken. Lincoln got chicken and waffles. It was just flat. It's nothing like I'll call you and refer you and say, oh, you need to go there. But if you're in Eastvale and you got time and you're in between games, they got the movie theater. You can do your shopping all in one location. You got a Tesla like me. You can do your charging. First time I've ever been in Eastvale. Beautiful city, man. Beautiful city. It was clean. It was easy to navigate. Crime appears to be low, but y'all don't care nothing about that. Y'all want me to talk about the game. And at the end of the first I'm gonna say this. I saw something that maybe coaches need to add to their pregame warm-up. Roosevelt went in the locker room, which opened up their side of the court. So Nick Kamini, being just a simple high IQ, common sense guy, says, shit, hey coach, let's go down to their side of the court so I can get shots up. I watched Nick Kamini make 9 out of 10 threes. Then he, in between like shots from spots, he went to the free throw line, got off, and then he casually walked into the locker room. And then when the game started, he came out 7 for 7. So here's my suggestion to coaches. Your JV players, when you go into the locker room, put your JV players on the court so the other team don't get extra shots and get in the rhythm. I think that really, really helped Nick Kamini get off to a 7. He shot, I mean, he didn't miss in the first half, you know. But getting to the game, Lincoln eloquently said in videos, you can't break Roosevelt. Roosevelt breaks you. And that couldn't be more true. I thought the fact that Braylon Burries had a beautiful 30 points, had a very mentally defeating 30 points. I thought Miles was exceptional. I thought Isaiah Williamson and the 3 other guys on the court made huge sacrifices for the team to get over the hump. I just thought it just was a beautiful game by Roosevelt. When the score was 26-20 at the end of the first quarter, I was like, oh, Roosevelt's going to win by 10. And Harvard Westlake got up 4-12. But there was no panic in me because I've seen Roosevelt do this many times, man. And then at the end of the first quarter, they were down by 6, but the pace was high. And then in the second quarter, you guys will see it. Amir and Nick turned their back dribbling up the court before they cross half court. And as a coach, you know exactly what that means. That means they're slightly fatigued and the confidence in pushing the ball has decreased at a certain, I don't know what that percentage is, to allow you to get more and more aggressive, right? And every basketball player understands that body language. It's not something that I can put in a video to help you understand. And then they proceeded to turn the ball over. Miles Walker was getting straight line drives. I saw Nick shoot an air ball. Amir was losing track of Miles, and Miles was becoming like the Incredible Hulk in real time. Like every possession, you saw Miles just getting bigger, getting stronger, and it was like, damn. And then you saw Braylon Burries getting more confident, knowing that he can get to any spot on the floor. And I don't know what the score was, 38-36 at halftime. Roosevelt up by 2. Roosevelt had 2 or 3 chances to open the game up by 10. Isaac missed the shot. You can see the fulcrum really, really leaning towards Roosevelt. And then it just really opened up in the third quarter. The game pace just picked up. And I thought, here's my opinion. I thought Cole should have been a part of the core 5, right? Where Cole, I don't know who you, I'm not going to, I don't want to debate who you should take out. But Cole needed to be on the court for 30 minutes that game. And you would have to deal with the turnovers, the lapses, because he's only in the 10th grade. But that fourth quarter, when they made their run, I thought Cole was the best player on the court for Harvard Westlake. And I will say this, in real time, that looked like a charge. and Rabibo went off. You know, now I'm not gonna sit here and justify him physically engaging. He didn't assault the ref. I don't want that. I'm not even gonna end up, but physically engaging himself with the ref, I'm not gonna say that was right. But in a game like that, I thought it was a charge, and they got the benefit of the doubt, and they got the and one. But Cole came back and got 2 steals, got 2 layups, hit a 3 in the first half. I don't know how many points he ended up with, but I'm accounted for 7. I just thought he needed to stay in the game because he's the only guy on that team that has multiple assets that can hinder Roosevelt, because it's not a possession game. It's going to be a high possession game. Roosevelt made it a high possession game, and I want to give Roosevelt. I want to give both of them credit, man, because to get to this point, Rabibo had to be an awesome coach to get his team there. Singleton had to be a good coach to get himself there, but Singleton just was way better. Way better. I'm going to tell you a moment in the game. Lincoln knows Huggins shot a 3 when they had a layup. All he had to do was drive in for the layup, but he wanted to break their back, make the layup, and he's made that corner 3. I've seen him play at least 10 times this year. About 5 games live. 5. This is my 5th game I've seen him live, because I saw him at the Damien Classic. Another 5 games were online, and he just and you know what Singleton did? He patted them on the butt as he was walking by, and then he just walks off, and I was like, because I watched that whole sequence. And Huggins, forgive me if Higgins or Huggins, if you watch that sequence, they just patted him on the back. Miles said something to him like, get the layup or something like that, and he shook his head yes in disgust, and he got subbed out and he got patted on the butt. I thought from a preparation standpoint, I thought Roosevelt out-prepared. Here's why I say they out-prepared, because I told you guys in the preview video, they play wide. They play wide. They spread you out so they can get straight line drives, drive and kick, get they do deep DHOs if they can, right? It's not really a DHO, but it's like a pitch out, and then Miles gets the ball, and Miles does his magic, Isaiah does his magic, and they out-prepared them. Because in my mind, I don't know if that was their plan, but I'm giving up that weak side corner. Well, it will be a strong side corner 3 once the primary ball handler dribbles to the midline or to the nail, right? I'm pushing Dom up, and I'm saying I'm telepathically telling the driver, you can't penetrate. We got time and distance to get that skip pass. Whether you drop the wing to the corner defensively and you have Dom rotate up to the wing, or you have Dom rotate to outside the block to force them to shoot that corner 3 or that 15-foot pull-up. I don't know what the game plan is, but I thought that should have been the game plan with Harvard Westlake. And I thought when you play wide, you got to ice everything. You got to ice, and for those of you who don't know what icing is, you keep it on the sideline. And you don't have to ice with a big. Reason being is because you can help the strong side corner, because you got to give something up. Braylon Burries can only score 17 points. I think I don't know what he had, 28-30, but it was an electric 28-30, especially in the second half. He just kept coming and coming and coming. It was just an unbelievable performance. So those are the corrections that I thought they should have made, you know. And I will say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stand by this. I thought Cole should have been prepared for this moment better. I didn't see Pierce in the lineup. Hopefully I'm sure he probably was sick, or hopefully I thought Cole and Pierce and maybe Trey, right? I thought they got to plug in those gaps, right? In terms of being a wild card kid that may hit back-to-back threes, may get a steal, may do a 40-foot bounce pass, you get a layup. Something has to happen, because in order to beat the Notre Dames and the Roosevelts, you know you're going to be in a high possession game. Higher than normal for Harvard Westlake, you know. And that was a difference, because you got half your league is weak in comparison to the top 4 teams, right? So you're going to win those games by 20 or 30. What's the average margin of victory for Harvard Westlake versus Alamany, Chaminade, Loyola, and St. Francis? 25, 30, somewhere in there. So I think you got to, you know, that's just what I believe, you know. But overall, I think the game, I said 8. I said they'll win by 8. I think they won by 11. That's just, it should have been a 20-point win, you know. They made a late run in the fourth quarter because of Cole. I told you their state run is dependent upon Cole Holden, you know. And some may say I'm biased. Yes, I'm biased, because I saw the kid work out. I spent the week with Cole Holden. Excuse me. I don't know the family like that. I was in the gym with him because I wanted Lincoln to train with high school kids, right? At the time, Lincoln was 8, right? I wanted Lincoln to train with high school kids. And if you need a trainer, you need to train with Marcus Levette. I think Marcus Levette is an exquisite trainer. And so he invited us up, and I had a chance to see Cole in the gym for a week. And when I saw Cole in the gym for a week, I said he is a pillar. He is one of the best. I'm going to say one of the best. But at the time, I said he is the best 8th grade prospect that I've seen that year. And I've always had that image in my head. A great two-way player, combo guard. If he decides to be a point guard or a 2 guard, if he grows 3 inches, he's a true 2 guard. If he stays the same height, I think he could be a really good point guard, you know. I think he'll be an exquisite defender, broad shoulders, strong shoulders, you know. And that's been my impression of him, you know. And I truly believe if Cole Holden plays those non-league games and those bottom level league games, he plays the 20 to 25 minutes, I'm gonna keep it real. It's a possession game against Notre Dame, and it's a possession game. I stand on it. I believe it, and I have no dog in the race. I don't want to recruit Cole. I'm not a high school coach. Shit, I got kicked out of a game this weekend. So that tells you how good of a coach I am. I'm not even saying I'm the best coach. You know what I mean? So by no means do I want your kid, but I understand basketball. I think I have a common sense level of basketball. I'm not saying I'm the brightest, the best, but I have a high level of common sense. And that's just simply it, man. So I want to say I think Rebibo overachieved slightly with the team that he had, and that's because he's a quality coach. Period. You can't discredit the man. He's a quality coach, well above board, runs a clean program. Simply, that's it. All right. I think this is Singleton's era. I thought Singleton, respectfully, I thought he out-prepared him, because once they go wide, when you see Braylon Burries get the ball on the left wing or the right wing, Dom has to immediately come up. It's a call. Immediately come up and say, because that any pass they make from there is 30 feet. Do you understand? 30 feet across court, 30 feet to the short corner. So you got time to recover. And I think those 3 to 5 possessions that you impact for the 4-quarter game might be the difference in the game. That's just my opinion. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comment section. DM, yeah, most of y'all DM me, you know what I mean? Because I know you got allies and shit in basketball, which is fine. I love having these conversations, man. And the podcast is almost ready. We got not evicted, we got kicked out because of, not kicked out, but we had to evacuate because of the fires. Surf Pro will be done with our home this week. And expect the podcast coming soon. I learned a lot. I can honestly say defensively, I learned a lot from watching Harvard Westlake this year. I learned a lot about playing wide with Roosevelt. I learned a lot from all these teams, whether it was SGA, South Pass, Marinette. I watched at least 40 teams this year. You know what I mean? I learned a lot, and which is in turn is gonna make me a better coach. You know, so I say thank you to all. You know what I mean? And that Notre Dame Roosevelt game is gonna be one for the ages. And that SGA Maranatha game is going to be for the battle of the 130. You can call it the battle of Rosemead Boulevard or the battle of the 134, the battle of the, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's a beautiful game for the community, man. The community should come out and watch. It should be fun. But anyways, man, y'all go ahead and have a beautiful day. And again, congratulations to Harvard Westlake on a good year. I thought Rebo overachieved with this team this year. And like I said, beginning of the year, I thought their record was slightly inflated because they never played a healthy team. And I told you guys that, and I end up being right. Lincoln and I said Roosevelt is the best team, Notre Dame number 2. And that's what we got in the CIF. And this is what we get in the state. So y'all go ahead and have a beautiful day. And we'll be back tomorrow night with Lincoln and Daddy. So y'all go ahead and have a great day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.